Hi everyone! The video is not staying like this. Welcome to the recap for April 27th. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. This is so freaky. What? Okay, that's enough of that. Okay, we've all had our nightmare for the day, but let's get right to it. At the penthouse, Jason is drawing with Jake. Like, it's so cute, right? And, you know, they're doing really good, and, like, Jason hugs him, like, really hard, and really starts squeezing him, and, like, it's turning into a nightmare, and turns out it is just a nightmare. He is not strangling his child. I'm glad, needless to say. Glad. And, so Sam's like, what's going on? Jason's been off, and he says Jake is afraid of who he used to be. And, like, I'm thinking of, like, the Gautier song, Now You're Just Somebody That I Used to Know, Somebody. I just watched that music video, like, 2 days ago. I don't know why. Anyway. So he tells her what happened when they showed him the old picture of him, and Sam says he's been through a lot of trauma, you know, a doctor can help him, and Jason worries that he hurt Jake, and she's like, look, you might not have, so don't, like, stress yourself out over something that might not have happened, which honestly is, like, my mantra, you know, when I'm stressed about something, like, in the future, I'm like, don't stress about it now, because if it doesn't come to pass or it didn't happen, then, like, I will have wasted this time. Like, be happy in the unknown, at least for now, you know? So Jason is just really beating himself up, and Scout is crying, so Sam hops upstairs real fast, and Sam says Helena was a master manipulator, but, you know, Jason just wants to know what, Helena did to Jake. Like, so many people have hurt Jake, and Sam says that they can't do anything to change what happened, and time will heal. Oh, in time he will heal, which is kind of like what Anna's doing with Valentine over there. So, just another Cassie connection. But, you know, that's fine and good, but heal from what? And, you know, it's a storyline like this where I really don't mind that they brought Jake back because, like, they're making it interesting and an ongoing thing. So, like, we're cool, General Hospital. We're cool. One sec. Anywho, so Sam says that maybe Jason should talk to Dr. Maddox, and Jason thinks that maybe the answers are in that book that Helena gave them. At Elizabeth, Jake has 110 fever, so he's not going to go to school. He has to stay home. Don't worry. She knows, obviously, that he's faking it, but he's faking it for a reason, so she's letting him stay home. And Franco comes over. So Liz tells Jake to go upstairs to bed and no TV, which is not what any kid wants to hear when they're faking sick. But he's like, okay, because if you put up a fight, then, you know, you're going to school. Trust me. I know. So Liz is really concerned about him, like he's been super withdrawn, and she spoke with Jason about the drawing and the fearing him, and, you know, then they asked Jake, and, you know, the old pictures, and he's afraid of Jason, you know, who he used to be, you know, she tells Franco all that, and Franco thinks Jake is still afraid of him no matter what, you know, that's Franco's story, and he's sticking to it, which is not helping his case, and I wish he would see that. And, you know, Jason doesn't have any conscious memory of Cassie Island, you know, and Franco thinks that this is a starting point. But Liz knows Jason wouldn't hurt a child, and Franco says, well, he wasn't acting on his own free will, and something could have happened, but she doesn't want to scapegoat Jason, and then Jake comes downstairs. So Jake wants pancakes, which are really heavy for, you know, being sick, so, but I kid, I promise. And he wants to color with Franco, and he's been adding to the history, and now we have a number, 0705. 0705, if you're someone who doesn't like when people say when they mean zero. It's cool, I get it. So it's a number, like, written on the timeline, and Franco asks about it, and Jake immediately stops and says, oh, tell me mom I don't feel good, I'm going back upstairs. At General Hospital, Samira wants to leave. Kiki says, no, like, you need to wait to be released. So she's even thinking of offering to take her daughter's place in all of this. So Kiki asks her to give the Quartermaines another chance. You know, they have good hearts and money and influence, and Dylan is totally on her side. Also at General Hospital, Laura checks in with Monica about Miss Conway, wink wink, nudge nudge, aka Samira. If you're not, they had to admit her under a different name because her visa's expired, if you haven't been keeping up. So Monica thinks that she will be fine, and Tracy needs to give the painting up. So Tracy is covering all the medical expenses for Samira, and Monica isn't thrilled with Tracy. She thinks she's being selfish with all of this, and Laura thinks that that's unfair. Like, no one can really know how Tracy's feeling but Tracy, and she thinks that, she's grown as a person, and Monica feels that she's failing this test, and Laura thinks that she'll do the right thing. Monica isn't helpful, though, but, what are you gonna do, right? See, the light's better here, but I want to lean. I need a chair. Let's work on that, We Shouldn't Sing crew. Let's work on getting me a chair. So, Kiki checks in with Monica about Samira. The ICE agent comes by, so he needs to discuss a matter with Monica, and he threatens bringing her to a detention center, which I'm like, that's rude. And Monica explains what's going on, but not, like, really. You feel me? So, she asks Kiki to bring a file to a patient with the release papers already signed. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. I'd be the worst nudger, because I'm a really heavy nudger. You don't want me to nudge you. I will just straight up elbow you. So the ICE agent says that he knows she lied, and he says that she made a false statement, and she's like, no, I didn't. But he has a picture of her and Samira talking in the living room. What? Oh, how do you get that picture? See, this is why I live in a house with no windows. I mean, there's a door. No, there's not a door. It's kind of like, it's a sunroom. So, like, but the sun. So it's a wall of glass, but not really. I don't know. I don't like windows. Windows, I have a skylight. Does that count? No. It's a window to the sky. Anyway, this is why I don't film these late at night, but also why I totally film these late at night. So Kiki comes back into Samira's room and says that she needs to leave a stat. Ooh, my eyes got so dramatic. Sorry. Ooh, I need to calm down. I need to go to bed. I have an early day this morning, but I'm just saying. Okay, anyway, at the corner mains, Tracy is talking to a picture of Edward and asking if while they were grieving, he was off gallivanting. And, oh my goodness, I'm obnoxious. Why do you like me? And like, I get it, but at the same time, he just looks so nice in the pictures. And it's just like, oh, yeah. So then Dylan walks in on her, and she's really conflicted about the painting, and she feels that, any criticism of Edward is like bashing Edward, so like it's a really thin line to walk with Tracy right now. So Dylan is breaking with tradition, and he tells Tracy how much he loves her, and even if he doesn't agree with her on something, he never banished her from his life. And it's moments like these where I'm like, Jane Elliott, do you really have to go right now? Like, can we have another year? But at the same time, I wish her well, and I want her to be happy, but I also don't want to lose her, But here's the thing, General Hospital. Jane Elliott's going away. I expect 100% more Ned and Dylan scenes. Just keep in mind, General Hospital. And I know, are you feeling the same way? Because, like, I need it, So, she's talking to the picture again, and Laura comes in, and she explains what's going on in the Mediterranean, and how, like, bad it is right now. So Tracy is super conflicted, and honestly, I don't blame her. What if her father wasn't someone to admire? What if he cheated on her mother? It would mean all this time and energy wasn't worth it to prove herself to him. And the painting was either a declaration of love, or all she ever got. And that would change the way she feels about it. Back at General Hospital, Dylan comes into Samira's room. Kiki updates him, and he doesn't think the house will be any safer, and they figure out a plan to sneak her out. Also, Monica thinks Larry Ashton tipped Ice off, and he says that he'll have to arrest her if she doesn't cooperate. Yeah, threaten Monica. I'm sure that'll work out for you. At Sonny's, Sonny is checking in with Andre. Ava comes over, and it's not Avery Day, and she asks if Lucy has contacted him again. A little bit. So she wants to talk about preschool, and, where's Carly? Yeah, where is she? Where's Carly, huh? Diane comes in, and she gives him a heads up about Carly potentially taking everything, and then sees Ava, so she stops, and Ava leaves. So Diane says she thinks Carly is going to make his life miserable, and she would have advised him not to mess with Jax, but he's a smart man. He shouldn't have been needed to be advised about that. And she reminds him Jax is Jocelyn's father. So he says he has grounds for divorce because she cheated on him. Remember, like, 2 years ago when Franco and Carly were going out, which I know now we're all looking back like, and I know I was like, oh, guys, and I wasn't approving how Sonny was, like, trying to wedge his way in, and I was not a Sonny fan back in, like, 2015, 2014, maybe around 2014, and it's times like these that remind me why. Like, I have such an up and down relationship with Sonny Corinthos, you know? Like, for all he knew, he did cheat. He lived under, like, 5-6 months of thinking he cheated. And, like, I can't with the sudden self-righteousness of, like, oh, well, she did actually do what? Just have to take a step back, because it's like, oh, you know, but at the same time, I've hugged Marie Spinard, so, again, the feelings are just so conflicting, you know? At the Metro Court, I should show you those pictures one day. Cassie keeps sending them to me, like, don't lose them, but anyway, back at the Metro Court, or at the Metro Court, I'm tired. So Diane says that the DA won't charge Alexis, and she asks about Julian, and Diane is like, we don't care about that, Alexis, remember? So Carly walks up to them, and Diane apologizes for not being able to represent her, and she asks Alexis if she wants to represent her into her divorce. Diane has to go see a client, and she thinks that she and Sonny will get past it, and Carly's like, yeah, no, he's pushed too far, and I'm pushing back, and I was like, that's not what I want to hear. So she tells Alexis that Sonny and Jack's permanently deported, and Alexis is in disbelief, obviously. They've both been through a lot, and she wants to move on, but she doesn't have a law license, so she can't represent her. So Alexis gives her a name and, you know, drop her name when you talk to her. So Ava comes up to them, and she asks Alexis, you know, why didn't you call me to let me know my brother was alive? And Alexis is like, I don't really care. So Ava wants to celebrate Carly's divorce with Carly, and Carly's like, no. Now, end scene. So Dylan and Kiki are sneaking Samira out in a wheelchair. Monica distracts the ICE agent long enough, and Ned comes out of the elevator. ICE is about to arrest Monica when Ned comes right in and says, Samira is right there. Seriously, how am I not already hired, General Hospital? So Laura says Edward and Lila balance each other out, and Tracy can be the best of both of them. Ava tells Carly she will be out of Avery's life since Sonny and her are divorcing. And Carly's like, actually, I love Avery, and Avery loves me, and I will be in her life. And Ava might not be. So, get out, Ava. Diane has all of Sonny's paperwork, and that he made while he was going to confess to Morgan's death, and he signed everything over to Carly, and I guess he never really thought to undo it before he blew everything up, so he may have to live outside the country like Jax with his offshore holdings, because everything, I guess, that legally can be spent because it's been nice and laundered, belongs to her. Nice thinking that one through, Sonny. Carly calls the person Alexis recommended and says she wants everything because she's divorcing her husband. And honestly, you know what? With all the sudden self-righteousness Sonny has, I'm kind of behind her 100%. Not gonna lie. Just had a spite. I have a spiteful side. You don't know me. So Jason comes over to Elizabeth. He brings up the book. Franco shows Jason with Jake Drew the numbers 0705. You know, July 5th. What does it mean? It means my stepsister's birthday, but I'm sure that's not what they're referring to. And Jason's like, no. Think of it like the European way. They put the day before the month, and so it's May 7th, which is Jake's birthday. Dun, dun, dun. And Alexis comes over to Sam's. Sam thinks that she needs to go to Cassadine Island, and Alexis is like, no. That is it for that day's General Hospital. Thank you so much for watching. I'm catching up. Woohoo! I will see you in 2 seconds for another General Hospital, and I hope you have a great 2 seconds. Alright, I'll see you then. Bye.